Did you watch the first episode of the top 11 mistakes sellers make? Stay tuned as we continue the list and show you what not to do when selling your home. We covered mistakes 11 through 6 in our previous video. Now let's go through the rest of the list of the 11 top mistakes made by home sellers. Number 5, not telling the truth about your home. This is serious, and it would be number 1 if we didn't have a couple other number 1s out there. You must disclose what you know about the property's condition. Please note that each state may have some specific disclosure requirements that are unique to that state. For instance, some states require disclosure if a death has occurred in the home. Some states do not. So make sure you understand what your state's requirements are for disclosure. The purpose of disclosure is to give a prospective buyer information for them to make an informed decision based upon as many facts as possible. If you have a leaky roof, disclose it. You should fix it too, if possible. Not disclosing something, or worse, lying about something, is very serious and can subject you to litigation that may cost you money. You have to keep in mind that almost everything that is possible hidden will be discovered at some point in time. It could be discovered during the due diligence process, the inspection period. It could be discovered later, when the neighbor reveals something they know about the property. Even if you sell a property as is, check with your state's rules as you still may have disclosure obligations. Number 4, not hiring a skilled real estate agent. Now, most of you would probably expect us as realtors here in Southeast Pennsylvania to have that as number 1. I will tell you that if you have a skilled real estate agent, they will help you avoid most of these mistakes that we are identifying, because they're going to guide you and provide you information that's going to be helpful for you to put your home on the market in a proper, professional, and successful manner. If you want to sell your house yourself, that's fine. You can follow along and try to avoid these mistakes. But there are some things that the experience of someone who is doing this repeatedly, day after day, year after year, cannot be topped. Having a professional who has dealt with many different types of scenarios and many different situations and challenges will reduce the chances that mistakes will jeopardize the sale of your property. You don't want to have the one unique situation that nobody else has seen, nobody else has had to deal with as an owner on your own without professional, skilled advice to rely upon. Number 3, underestimating the cost of selling a home. Most sellers, when they're thinking about the cost of selling a home, only think about the sales commission they're paying to the agent, if they decide to hire an agent. However, those aren't just the only costs involved with selling. We're going to have closing costs, which could include whatever your respective state's transfer taxes. There may be other taxes, fees, and charges involved with preparing the property for transfer to the buyer. These include preparing payoffs for any existing mortgages, checking for judgments or liens, and making sure there are no taxes due on the property. These may total 1 to 3% of the sales price of the property, in addition to what the broker is being paid. There's also the cost of getting the house prepared. Maintenance you may need to do, painting, you may need to do some cleaning. You may need to get people come in and haul garbage out of your house or move things around, or have the home staged. These are all costs that you need to consider. There may be repairs from home inspections. There may be some seller concessions to the buyer to help with closing costs. Depending upon the level of demand in the current market, it may be important to make your home attractive to prospective buyers by helping them obtain the monies necessary to complete the transaction. That's what seller's assist may be. There may be moving expenses. You're going to box everything up and move it into your next location. So all those things need to be factored into the selling costs. Number 2, pricing the home incorrectly. While the goal for sellers is to maximize the amount of net proceeds, there are certain limits to that amount. It is not an infinite number. Sellers need to understand the current market that they are operating in. Awareness of the local market as well as the larger economic conditions are key in understanding the parameters in play. If you price your home too high, buyers may stay away because buyers have a pretty good sense of what the value of your home is and what the market will bear. If they believe that you are outside of those acceptable values, they may come to your house, but they're not going to write an offer. They're going to wait. Even if it's the only home on the market, they will probably wait because they know value and they know their budget. And the home isn't fitting those parameters. If a home sits on the market after a certain period of time, there will be fewer and fewer showings because buyers are thinking, what's wrong with it? At some point, if it's still on the market, the seller will need to reduce the price. This now positions the seller in a weaker spot because now the buying community knows the seller is not getting the activity they had hoped for. The market has told the seller that the home's not worth that much. When buyers see that happening, depending on the type of market, it could be an indication that there is blood in the water and that they're going to try and seize upon that opportunity. So making sure the home is priced correctly when it comes out of the market, when it first exposes itself in that market, is key to attracting as many people as you can. Number 1, drum roll please, sellers selling before they're ready. What do I mean by ready? They haven't taken into account all of these other factors that we just explained, which then lead to other mistakes. Maybe they have made a quick decision and they want to sell their home because the market's hot. They want to sell their home because they found something and now they need to sell their home quickly. Now they need to rush around like a one-armed paper hanger. If you aren't prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally for this type of activity and the disruption to your life and this type of inconvenience, then you will find the process frustrating. You're going to find that every situation will cause you angst or anger or some level of consternation. You're going to take what is already an unpleasant experience and turn it into a miserable one. So you need to sell when you are ready. You do not want to have somebody come and tell you just that you need to sell. They need to spend time with you and help you understand if this is the right time for you to make that move. So we finished out our top 5 in this video, and together we have revealed the top 11 mistakes that sellers make. Check out our other videos for valuable content. We'll also put a link in the comments for our free seller's guide down below.